Welcome back to Share Science, the weekly science brief. I'm Curie.
And I'm Derek. We've got a loaded week. A shingles vaccine that turns out to be one of the most powerful heart protectors we have. A gum disease bacterium that can travel through your bloodstream and fuel breast cancer. New data on ultra-processed foods and your heart that should make you reconsider every chip and frozen dinner you've ever looked at. A hidden granite mountain range buried beneath one of Antarctica's most important glaciers. And a genuinely exciting new treatment for glioblastoma, one of the deadliest brain cancers there is, using a modified virus to turn the immune system against the tumor.
A health-heavy week with a geology surprise tucked in. Let's get into it. Okay, so here's something wild. Getting a shingles vaccine might actually cut your risk of a heart attack or stroke almost in half. That's not just a health tip. It's a game changer for how we think about vaccines.
That's a huge claim. I mean, we're talking about a vaccine that's supposed to prevent a rash, not save your heart. Let's dive into this because I need to know how that works.
All right, here's the deal. A major study presented at the American College of Cardiology's annual scientific session analyzed data from over 246,000 adults with heart disease. The results? People who got the shingles vaccine were 46% less likely to suffer a major cardiac event, like a heart attack or stroke, in the year following their vaccination.
46%? That's not just a little improvement, that's massive. What else did they find?
It gets even better. The vaccinated group was 32% less likely to have a heart attack specifically, 25% less likely to experience a stroke or develop heart failure, and, get this, 66% less likely to die from any cause within that year.
66% lower all-cause mortality? That's on the same level as quitting smoking, which is one of the most impactful things you can do for your heart. How is a shingles vaccine pulling this off?
It all comes down to the varicella zoster virus, which causes shingles. After you recover from chickenpox, the virus doesn't leave your body. It hides in your nerve tissue. When it reactivates as shingles, it doesn't just cause that painful rash. It also triggers significant vascular inflammation, which can lead to blood clots forming around the heart and brain. By preventing shingles, the vaccine essentially removes this hidden risk factor.
So it's not that the vaccine is directly improving your heart health, it's that shingles itself is way more dangerous for your heart than we ever realized.
Exactly. And this isn't the first time the shingles vaccine has surprised researchers. Previous studies have suggested it might also reduce the risk of dementia and even slow cellular aging. The more we learn, the more it seems like this vaccine has broader health benefits than anyone initially thought.
The CDC already recommends it for adults over 50, but this feels like the kind of data that could push more people to actually follow through and get it.
Absolutely. If you or someone you love is eligible and hasn't gotten the vaccine yet, this is a compelling reason to make that appointment.
Moving on to our second story, and this one might make people rethink their oral health routines. Researchers at Johns Hopkins have found a connection between gum disease and breast cancer.
Specifically, a bacterium called Fusobacterium nucleatum, or F. nucleatum for short. This bacterium is commonly associated with gum disease, but the new research shows it can travel through the bloodstream, settle in breast tissue, and actually accelerate tumor growth and spread.
That's such an unexpected connection. How did they figure this out?
The researchers started by noticing that F. nucleatum was present in malignant breast tumors in patient data. From there, they used lab experiments and mouse models to trace the bacterium's pathway. It begins in the mouth, enters the bloodstream through inflamed gum tissue, and then migrates to breast tissue. Once it's there, it triggers inflammation and DNA damage in breast cells, accelerating tumor growth.
How much acceleration are we talking about here?
In mouse models, tumors grew to about 3 times the size of those in mice without the bacterium, in just 6 weeks. And what's even more concerning is that F-nucleatum could also trigger precancerous lesions in healthy breast tissue.
That's alarming. Is there a genetic component to this as well?
Yes, and this is important. Breast cells with BRCA1 mutations, which are already at higher risk for cancer, were especially susceptible to colonization by F-nucleatum. These cells have elevated levels of a surface sugar molecule that helps the bacterium attach and invade.
So is this where we say flossing might actually help prevent cancer?
It's not proven yet, but maintaining good oral health and treating gum disease could plausibly reduce your risk. This research makes the connection between oral health and systemic health even stronger. All right, story 3. We're sticking with health for now, and this one's about ultra-processed foods. A new study has found that people who consume high amounts of ultra-processed foods have a 67% higher risk of heart attack, stroke, or death from heart disease.
67%, and this wasn't a small study, right?
Correct. It was a large, racially diverse cohort of American adults. The findings were consistent across groups, but the effect was even stronger among Black Americans in the study.
Let's clarify what we mean by ultra-processed foods, because I think people might not realize how broad that category is.
Ultra-processed foods are industrially manufactured and contain ingredients you wouldn't find in a home kitchen. Things like emulsifiers, flavor enhancers, and preservatives. Think chips, sugary drinks, frozen meals, fast food, and even some breakfast cereals.
And the risk increases with each additional serving?
Exactly. Each extra daily serving of ultra-processed food increased the likelihood of a serious cardiac event by more than 5%. It's a steady, linear relationship. There's no safe threshold.
That's a wake-up call for anyone who thinks moderation is enough when it comes to these foods. Story 4 takes us to Antarctica, where researchers have discovered a hidden mountain range beneath Pine Island Glacier.
This started with a geological mystery: pink granite boulders sitting on top of the Hudson Mountains, which are made of dark volcanic rock. Pink granite doesn't belong there.
So where did the granite come from?
It turns out there's a massive granite mass buried beneath the glacier. It's about 100 kilometers wide, 7 kilometers thick, and dates back to the Jurassic period. The glacier carried pieces of it to the surface over millennia.
Does this discovery change how we understand the glacier's behavior?
Potentially. The bedrock topography beneath a glacier affects how it flows and melts. This hidden granite could influence meltwater dynamics in ways current models don't account for. Finally, story 5. Scientists are testing a modified virus as a treatment for glioblastoma, the deadliest form of brain cancer.
The idea of using a virus to fight cancer sounds almost too clever to be true.
It's called oncolytic virus therapy. The virus is engineered to infect and kill cancer cells while leaving healthy cells alone. But this one goes further. It disrupts the tumor's defenses and calls in the immune system to attack.
And it's just one injection?
One injection near the tumor, and the virus does the rest. In mouse models, it dramatically reduced tumors and extended survival.
If this works in humans, it could be a game changer, not just for glioblastoma, but for other cancers with similar defenses.
That's the hope. And in cancer research, hope is everything.
That's it for this week. From a shingles vaccine protecting hearts to a virus fighting brain cancer, the world of science never ceases to amaze.
Stay curious, everyone. Until next time.